Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever this video finds you, I hope you're having a rad time. I'm the Figure Dude, and on today's action figure showcase, we've got a 2-for-1, we've got Scott Hall, we've got Kevin Nash, we've got the Outsiders. Without further ado, let's talk about some figures. Dude. Welcome back. Like I said, we've got Scott Hall and Kevin Nash today, and I've wanted to do these guys, but I haven't had a ton of figures of Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, honestly. We've gotten more recently, especially the Razor Ramones. I feel like those have just been flying out. As of recording, I just pre-ordered the Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels 2-pack off Amazon, that WrestleMania 10 pack. I can't wait to grab that. I actually had planned to make a WrestleMania 10 custom before too long here, so I'm glad that we're getting that officially. But I decided to just put these two guys together because at just about every point in their wrestling history, they were connected somehow. Obviously, in WWE, in their first runs as Razor Ramon and Diesel, they did separate things, but they always were in that same area, maybe working a program somehow with each other, but I thought these guys fit well together, so I figured we'd just take a look at both, take a look at all their figures. So first off, I've got the Razor Ramon from the Target 3-pack, which I love. I love the green. We have very little green, and this attire just pops, just huge on the shelf. All the Razor Ramones we've gotten have been very colorful for the most part, so I really like that about this figure. And I do have one of the Ultimate Edition heads on there just because I thought those looked the best, and the one that came on it looks fine. It's just we've gotten that one a lot, so decided to take that off. And then the Diesel here is from Hall of Champions, maybe. I want to say it was a Target exclusive, came with the Intercontinental belt, and I did not get the Kevin Nash or the Diesel that came out back in the day. I say back in the day, it's not that long ago, but it was before I was collecting. So this was the first Diesel I was able to pick up. I love the mullet. It came with sunglasses. I don't know where those are. They didn't like port in or anything. They just kind of sat on the head. So lost those, but that's from his Bodyguard days and first figures I have of them. Next up are a couple Ultimate Editions. So obviously this Razor Ramon is the Ultimate Edition we just got. If you watch my Work in Progress Wednesday, I swapped this torso out for the Ultimate Takeover Shawn Michaels. I didn't dislike the torso, but I didn't like how small he was. It felt too short to me. So I swapped him, gave him this torso. I do need to fix the chest hair because it's brown, but I'll get to that eventually. It's not a huge thing. What was important to me was just correcting that height. So up next to each other, I think these guys look fantastic. I have passed on the Chase Razor a couple times because I have that purple one, and I know it is better. I'm not going to argue that at all. I just haven't really had the desire to pick that up. So the Diesel, I know some people have been not critical, but I don't see this on a lot of people's top lists. This is one of my favorite Ultimate Editions. I love the torso. They gave him a new torso. I'm looking forward to them using that on like Undertaker or even Kane. Just a lot of guys I think could use that Ultimate Edition torso, and it's kind of plain just because that's what his gear was, but I think it's a fantastic figure. So one that I obviously was in the new generation crowd fund. I love that figure. I'm glad that I have that in my collection. Next up are the Defining Moments Razor that we got, and then an Ultimate Edition custom that I made before we even had the Razor initially announced. So this one is that same formula. I used the Ultimate Takeover torso for him, and then I used some Razor legs and swapped some boots. And that attire is based on I think it's Royal Rumble. I'll say Royal Rumble 1993. He fought Bret Hart for the World Wrestling Federation title, was not successful, and would never go on to win the world title, which it always fascinated me as a kid. I just always viewed Razor as a big time person, and obviously he wasn't there for a super long time, but never won the world title, which has always been crazy to me. But then we've got the Defining Moments figure, and like I said, it's a fine figure. They made upgrades, like they updated the purple. Obviously, the Ultimate Edition, just top to bottom, is a better figure, but I don't think it's a bad figure at all. The head is pretty good, and that's the one that I said they used on the Target exclusive. So there's true effects on it. It looks fine. We've just seen it used a lot. So again, I love all the colors. Unfortunately, I don't have the blue Razor Ramon. It's not too expensive on eBay, so I'm gonna pick it up sometime when I just have nothing else to pick up, probably. But you'll see here, I'm kind of running low on Kevin Nash figures, and apparently just have a lot more Razor Ramon and Scott Hall, so let's keep it going. Next up are the NWO figures that I have of these guys in my collection, and I am missing some. I really want some Outsiders debut attire figures of these guys. I would love to get them just in what they were wearing at Bash at the Beach. So if we got like a red, like the dripping blood repaint, or yeah, I guess a repaint. He had a few different attires like that, but if we got that with the head from the WrestleMania 10 pack with the like fluffy hair, I would love that. If we got that, and then the red attire Kevin Nash, if we could get an Elite 2-pack or a not Defining Moments, an Ultimate Edition 2-pack of those would be awesome. I would kill for that. That'd be awesome. Anyway, this is what I am working with. So I think that Scott Hall is Elite 51, and then this first one here. This one is the Elite Legends, but then I swapped the head from the Hollywood or WrestleMania Elite that we got. And then the Kevin Nash figures, the one that has just the NWO on it, that is from the Legends line. And I think it was the Legends line after the Scott Hall. Can't remember. I don't think they were in the same set. But then we have the one that just says Nash on it, which is, for the longest time, was the only one I could get my hands on. That was a ringside exclusive. They were pumping out a bunch of NWO figures. We got Sting. We had a different Scott Hall in the white, which I didn't pick up then, and I regret. I do want to pick that one up eventually, but here's what I'm working with now for my NWO figures of these guys. Then last are my last NWO figures I have of these guys. This is from when they went back to WWE, and everyone has their opinions on that, but it is what it is. It was the NWO coming back home, and, well, technically home for the NWO was WCW, but these two returning to the company. So I just recently picked up Kevin Nash. This Scott Hall is head swap, so this is the Legends head. I just switched them. I just thought this kind of fit better for what I thought of for Scott Hall at the time. I think when they came back at No Way Out, like, he had his hair down with the bandana. I could be wrong, but that's just the look I think of. So pretty basic here. No fixing up really, besides that head scan. Added an elbow pad to the Kevin Nash, but we need more of these guys. I don't know like what their status is, but seems they're not shy to pump out Razor Ramon figures. We just recently seemingly lost the Legends contract of Macho Man, and while we did get a lot of those, you know, I feel like we could never have too many Macho Man figures. So while they're able to, I would love to get more Scott Halls, more Kevin Nashes. I do plan on making a Ruthless Aggression custom of Kevin Nash when he fought Triple H in Hell in a Cell. Just kind of like a weird time, that Ruthless Aggression era for Kevin Nash. But nonetheless, that is going to be everything for today's action figure showcase. So if you like what we're doing here, go check out some of the other videos we have displaying other pieces of my collection. Please continue to like, share, subscribe. I always appreciate it. And remember, you can't buy happiness, but you can buy more action figures. Figure Dude out.